There are so many money mistakes I made in my 20s, they could have easily been avoided, but here we are. Me at 31, looking back at those mistakes, feeling bad sometimes, but mostly looking forward to the future. I'm making this video for any 20-something year old out there to stop them from making the same mistakes. If you're past your 20s, don't worry, I too developed financial discipline much later in life. It's more important to know these mistakes and avoid them throughout our lives. No more delay, let's begin. First, overspending or living beyond means. The early 20s are crazy. This is when you first start working a real job, have access to more money and freedom at the same time. It's very easy to get carried away and start spending recklessly. Many of us spend more than we earn, often due to peer pressure or need for immediate gratification. In fact, there are studies that show that 40% of people overspend just to impress others. Your 20s is the best time to find what you really like doing. Don't like wasting money on alcohol? Stop drinking so much. Love traveling? Balance it out by cutting out other expenses. Put the rest towards your financial future. Second, falling for lifestyle inflation. It's quite common for people to level up their lifestyle as their income increases in their 20s. While it's natural to want nicer things and better experiences, this can have some downsides, especially if you upgrade your lifestyle too quickly. It's even worse when you do so without planning for your financial safety net and ignoring your long-term financial goals. For instance, imagine you receive a great raise at work. It's tempting to start spending the extra money on immediate upgrades like a fancier car, designer clothes, or lavish vacations. But by doing this, you miss a golden opportunity to invest for your future, whether it's buying a home, traveling the world, or achieving financial freedom. Balancing lifestyle upgrades while being responsible ensures you enjoy today and secure your tomorrow. Third, accumulating credit card debt. It has become quite common for individuals to turn to their credit cards to cover their wants, such as the latest iPhone. Some, even worse, completely rely on their credit cards for their day-to-day expenses. This is often done while not settling the full balance of each month. This is very dangerous for a young person. High interest payments start to pile up, and before you know it, you're dealing with long-term debt that can be financially crippling. Moreover, your credit score may take a hit, impacting your ability to secure loans for big life goals such as buying a home or a car. I always tell people to simply turn on autopay. And if you still miss a payment, then you are not a credit card person. To avoid these pitfalls, it's vital to use your credit card responsibly and pay off your bills every single month. Fourth, not budgeting. Most people fail to budget in their 20s. Failing to create a budget or track your expenses leads to financial unawareness. This causes overspending, debt accumulation, and missed saving and investing opportunities. Simply put, budgeting is your financial roadmap. Understand your income and expenses, ensure that you allocate money towards the right things. You might hear of different ways to budget, but you won't truly know what works for you until you try them out. If you want to know the 5 best budgeting methods, check out my last video. Often, budgeting is your gateway to better financial responsibility. Fifth, ignoring an emergency fund. This is a lesson I learned much later in life. Nothing derails your financial goals faster than lack of an emergency fund. Having an emergency fund is crucial for your financial success. It ensures survival in case of an unexpected event such as a medical emergency or job loss, which is becoming more and more common, especially for those in the tech industry. In the US, 60% of people don't have enough savings to cover $1,000 of emergency expense. Please don't be like that. Put together a minimum of 3-month emergency fund as soon as possible. The emergency fund includes all your essentials, housing, utilities, monthly bills of any other kind, must pay debts like mortgages, and of course, food and home essentials. Please do not overlook the emergency fund. Sixth, neglecting retirement planning. Most people in their 20s don't really think about retirement because it feels so distant and far in the future. This massively reduces the impact the golden years of compounding can have on your life. Firstly, stop thinking of it as retirement and start thinking of it as financial freedom. If you start putting $100 per week towards your retirement by investing in the S&P 500 from the age of 20, you can retire with $1.4 million based on historical performance of the S&P 500. Now, delay that and start at 30, you will need to put close to 2.5x that amount every week to get to the same amounts. Also, make sure to take advantage of any employer contributions towards your retirement fund. A lot of people in their 20s don't take advantage of the employer contribution, which is essentially like getting free money. This can significantly boost your retirement fund. 7th, not investing early. This is kind of related to the previous one and is the most basic mistake that most people make in their 20s. Often you convince yourself that investing can wait when you have more money or when you have more time to look into it. It can be a consequence of not growing up with the right mindset, not prioritizing, or simply focusing on saving rather than investing. However, this mindset hinders the power of compounding, a fundamental concept in wealth building that plays a huge role in younger years. Even if you don't have a lot to invest, start with something small, even if it's $100 a month. We just saw what $100 a week can do over the long run. It also takes a few years to understand what kind of investor you are, so start early and position yourself well. Number 8. Ignoring tax-efficient strategies. Most countries offer great incentives to save and invest through tax-sheltered accounts. Failing to optimize tax strategies for investments and income results in higher tax bill and less wealth retained for future financial goals. According to the IRS, more than 50% of people are not using these accounts well and missing out on tax credits and deductions. You can be positive, these statistics are true for other countries as well. Well, it's a shame if you're willing to be robbed, so please stop today. Look out for your registered retirement savings accounts, your tax-free savings accounts, your Roth IRAs, and whatever applies in your country. Save taxes and get your taxes back. Number 9. Not saving for big life events. During your 20s, you often fail to set aside money for major milestones such as higher education. This puts you under financial stress and makes you rely on loans when the events draw near. The average cost of a master's in the US or Canada can be in the tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Neglecting saving for such an event can put you in debt for the rest of your life. To avoid this situation, make sure you're setting aside some portion of your income for such events even if you're not actively planning for them. It will come in handy in case you need it and it won't compromise your financial situation. The last one, neglecting financial education. Firstly, if you're watching this, congrats. You are tackling one of the major mistakes, that is delaying learning about finance. A study shows that 25% of college students lack financial literacy. This underscores the reason for better financial education. Failing to educate yourself about finance results in bad decisions and missed opportunities in growing your wealth. The world today is full of knowledge and it doesn't matter where you get it from. There are numerous great books to read. Don't like books? Watch YouTube. Don't want to watch too much? Listen to podcasts. Not even podcasts, start with X. There's so much alpha out there, you just need to start. Those were the 10 money mistakes people make in their 20s. I hope you don't make them, and if you're making them, please stop. And finally, don't forget to subscribe and drop a comment with your mistakes so that we can learn from you. Till then, keep learning and stay on top of your finances. Until next time.